Citizens of the Reject Nation, we got ourselves an official trailer for Dune 2. John, my boy, how are you?
I'm good. I'm all spiced up and ready to go. How are you, G?
Be careful. We got to be mindful of the censorship YouTube is these days. We can't talk about the science fiction spice and intaking it, or else it might sound suggestive.
I don't want to suggest I have the ability to chart plots through space and time.
Thank you for being mindful. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're excited for Dune 2, leave a like on this video. Oh, my hand. Going off.
Fear is the light killer.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we go to this trailer, I have to give a massive thank you to everyone who has already bought tickets. We have sold a bunch for the event that I am doing with John Campia and Christian Harloff this coming Sunday, May 7th at 5 o'clock p.m. Flappers Comedy in Burbank. So many of you have bought tickets already. You see, a couple months back, we united to do a live show in honor of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Talked about it, but mainly we got to interact with fans who were there during the show and after the show. It was one of the best moments of my YouTube career, so we thought we'd do it again for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It's a movie that all three of us really loved, so I'm excited to be talking about it. Excited to meet all of you who are going to be there. If you can come in person, we still got some tickets available. That would be amazing to have you there. But if you can't come in person, we also have pay-per-view links as well. So anywhere from around the world, come and watch. Thank you guys so much. Again, there's links in the description box and pinned comment. Let's see this trailer for Dune 2.
It's breathtaking.
These IMAX shots.
Here, imagine water. If you dive in, you can't reach the bottom.
You dive in.
Yes, it's called swimming.
I don't believe you.
Aww. Crazy
In the
kids.
shadows of Arrakis lie many secrets.
Is that Florence
The
Pugh?
darkest of them all may remain.
That was Lady Jessica in the pod.
That's a good line.
The end of House Atreides.
Your father didn't believe in revenge.
Really?
What if Paul Atreides were still alive?
Hey! That's Austin Butler?
Austin Butler, yeah. Fade Rotha. And Lea Seydoux. Oh, she's spiced up.
Have you ever had a dream about your first ride?
Let's go.
Don't try to impress anyone.
Ride that worm, Dewey.
We all know that. Be simple. Be direct.
God damn.
Wow.
Nothing fancy.
I understand.
Wow.
This is awesome.
Fancy.
Ride the worm!
Yes. Become Wadib.
You will never lose me, Paul.
Throw Love and Thunder stuff.
Yeah, he looks like Gore the God Butcher.
We gave them something to hope for.
That's not hope!
Oh shit, she upgraded.
Oh, man.
May thy knife chip and shatter.
Oh damn.
Man. Rise to your mantle.
Wow. What a beautiful trailer. I heard this whole thing is shot in IMAX.
That's
I heard the
what he said.
entire thing is shot in IMAX. I saw the first one at a regular theater, second one on Dolby, and then the third one on real IMAX. And I'm a IMAX enthusiast. And this was one of the most beautiful movies I've seen on IMAX. To see that this is going to be entirely filmed on IMAX and to have this like all-out war vibe to it, I'm very excited for it. Because I remember like when the first trailer for the last one came out and people who weren't familiar with the book, I was really under the impression like they're trying to like advertise the action in this trailer, but it's probably going to be like a real slow, dready kind of movie. And then it came out, and that's what it was for the most part. I mean, it's still gorgeous and beautiful, but I loved the hell out of the movie. I thought it was amazing. This one, I really feel like we're going to get a lot of great action as well. It just seems like so many of the sequences and what we we're building upon from the last one to here, the rise of Paul Atreides. And I like to call him the Fry Man.
That's right.
I have my ways of remembering them. The Benny and the Jets. That's what I call the Benny Jets.
Yeah, it's great. And then the Kiwi hash browns is the Kwisatz Haderach.
The Hadoukens is what I call them.
There you go, definitely. Sure.
So I'm like, Hadouken Harkness, that's how you get there. Okay.
This is perfect.
I think the most impressive things that I think can easily be taken for granted is the fact that they did shoot this later. They didn't shoot this back to back, but it is meant to be treated as one gigantic film. This feels like it was shot back to back just from the way everyone looks. Like this doesn't look at all that there was a gap in filming.
Yeah, it really does look cohesive, which is interesting too, because Denis Villeneuve, I think, said he wanted to use like all new stuff and new locations and new everything for this movie. And two, he kind of echoed that sentiment that you just brought up, which is the first movie being much more of a contemplative building experience than this being sort of a more epic war story. I mean, that definitely communicates from this trailer. And I just love the way that, you have the growth of the Paul Atreides story, rising to lead these people out of the desert, basically out of their relegation.
They're called Fry Men's.
The fry guys. Yeah. But too, just to look at the new characters too, and I love the take on Fade Routha here, because I think a lot of people just know the Sting with his wild hair and his little gold diaper. To have Austin Butler, to have Elvis now ascend to this role and be sort of like the anti-Paul Atreides, I think is a really fun thing, and a sort of like complete opposite from what you're expecting of Austin Butler at this exact moment. And then Florence Pugh too is a great choice, I think, for Lady Irulan, and I'm curious to see how they attack that part of the story, because in the book she isn't really a character. Like, she shows up at one point, but she doesn't really speak aside from like these little asides that open up every chapter with historical context. So it seems like they have a lot of room to,
Did you actually finish the book?
I'm pretty close.
Okay.
And every chapter opens up with a piece of context to the overall story delivered by her. It's almost like you're reading a history compiled by her character. And so they're going to have to take some creative license in realizing her here. She's already got more dialogue, I think, than she does in the book. And I wonder if they'll show, like, sort of the ruling homeworld. And I think Christopher Walken's her dad, too. So, like, that's going to become a pretty important side of the story as everything.
Side the worms.
Hey, Paul Atreides, what do you want? Marry you off to my daughter. Austin Butler is the brother of the Dave Bautista character, so I'm very curious to see how they interact and what their chemistry becomes like, if they have much of it in the story. I mean,
well, there was such a build-up to Dave Bautista as well from the last movie, and we don't see a ton of him here, but I thought he'd be a little bit more prevalent. Obviously, Josh Brolin is back, which is exciting to see that he is able to survive. This looks like he's lived quite a life since then. You also have Rebecca Ferguson. What's her name?
Lady Jessica.
Gosh, such an easy name to remember. Lady Jessica, who looks like she got a Benny and the Jets upgrade.
Oh, she
has ascended herself.
She's been on that spice, boy.
I mean, what is she trying to get high up with the Bene Gesserit? Trying to attain more power? Don't tell me. Don't ruin it for me.
Yeah, I mean, at very least, she's trying to gain that sight that allows you to see through time and plot, charts through the galaxy.
And there was one shot in here where it was kind of reminding me of, because in the last movie, Paul had to fight with the knife fight with the Fremen, and then it looked like he was going to. Was he going to show down with Austin Butler's character?
Yeah, I think so. He and Fade Routha, because Fade Routha is set up to be like the Harkonnen version of Paul. Basically, he's just like the anti-Paul.
Oh, gotcha.
So he's just this like vile, opportunistic figure who, probably will have to duel with him before the movie is out.
I love it. I love to see it. It all looks fantastic, and we're actually going to get more Zendaya, of course, because I remember for the second time I watched it, when they finally got to Zendaya towards the end of the movie, there was like one person in the audience who just screamed. They went, finally! Because they advertised her all over the trailer, and then she barely was in the movie.
Yeah.
But we're obviously going to get a lot more of her. But yeah, I'm excited for it, guys. What did you think about this Dune Dose trailer? Leave your thoughts down below. Be sure to subscribe, leave a like, and hey, before we go, thank you again for everyone who bought tickets already for the show. Let's answer the Patron of the Day shout out. Tyler Haig. Tyler, if you were a sandworm, I would love to ride you through the desert. I feel like we would have some great travels getting through all that dirt and also being able to cuddle up with you when it gets too cold at night, discovering all kinds of hidden treasures, primarily spice we could find together. Oh man, you and I on spice together, we would have a ball of a time. The kind of visions and lovemaking we would ultimately end up doing and not remembering in the morning would be worth it, Tyler. You know it would be worth it. Anyway, you know what? Do I really need to say more, man? You're perfect. I can't wait to ride you in the desert, my friend.
Get that worm, boy. Get that Kwisatz Tyler rock.